Welcome to this episode of Dr. Kamini Rao's Masterclass.
Leave it to the spontaneity in my persona to bring it out in however it comes. No shoes, no chappals also. Shoes were compulsory. Maybe he doesn't want me, otherwise he would have asked me. He did not. It means that he wants you to do this one film.
That you were at the right place at the right time and things just click.
But they know it when something is good, they know it when it is not good. And so that's how they do it. But you spend crores and crores, and if it
Bombs at the
bombs
box
and all, it's a disaster for the producer. And there is no one to.
But many times, when you look at these films, it also depends on which is the other films also being released at the same time. You see, sometimes, the timing of release
Yes.
and also the kind of people that are going to be watching that film and which
Yes.
are the other films also
So
releasing on that
is
same
why
day.
films vie with each other, compete with each other. In 1 year, there are just 52 weeks.
Yeah.
So earlier times, there were the less number of films. Now there are 52 for the sometimes 300. Last or year before last, we had some 300 odd films just in the Kannada film. Now last year, the damage this corona has done.
Absolutely.
There are no releases. Last 10 months, no releases, no films.
No, but how is the industry actually surviving?
I don't know really. It is very hard
Where
on,
are they
on
going?
all the workers, particularly the workers. And in the people, there are films which are halfway, which are complete. There are no theatres, 50% of the occupancy they are permitting.
Then how will they
And,
earn their
it
money?
will not, the exhibitor has to find find his money there. He charges per week, And then what will be the producer's share? And the distributor, there is distributor, exhibitor, then his commission. How
How is it possible?
the worst hit because of this corona is the cinema industry.
Absolutely. Because I sincerely feel that those that have already got into production before corona are the ones that are worst hit. But the ones they were likely to go in, or the ones that have not done and are, thinking of producing, I think they at least would have stopped doing it. Because if you go to
Yeah, they have stopped at
Hotstar,
a time because so many people have started shooting, etc., or completing a half-done film, etc. And within, invariably, within say 10 days or 20 days, some people have been affected by corona, and then you have to abandon the shooting.
it's very, very tough. But then it also affects the actors.
Yes, everyone. Yes,
So,
actors being in a comparatively more comfortable position.
but for how long?
Well, that depends on his.
Different actors and their levels as well, because what has happened is the
Actors,
technicians,
technicians,
that's where the problem is.
the junior artists. There is a whole sea of workers. There we have some 3,000, 4,000 workers who are dependent on this.
But having said this, now that with the corona dying down and the films picking up, I don't think cinema is going to be the same again, because it will take at least another 3 to 4 years to really pick up, because it can't really go. But then by this time, the Amazon Prime as well as the Z5,
There
and the Hotstar-
again, they are all from abroad. Most of them are from abroad only. We have yet to find our own Indian OTT.
Are we
Where is the Indian OTT?
Well, I suppose we'll have to wait and
Yes,
see. We are
so
always
no-
like a Me Too.
People have to come together and put up a platform called OTT for Indian films from India. That OTT has to be from India, otherwise somebody else will walk away with the cream.
Yeah, that's and there are quite a few films that have to get onto. But then you'll sell your films very cheap, isn't it?
At least the cost should be covered.
That's
I don't know, so they are not, so web series have come, so many people have tried it, but so many youngsters have gone there with some hope of doing something. They give no freedom, they dictate that you should do this only as we want it. And his creativity is snubbed.
It's very sad. But I mean, having looked at that, I would like to go into a slightly different kind of this thing. That you also got into politics. You were an MLA, you were an MLC,
Yeah.
and of course you were a minister as well. I mean, you went into politics with what view?
No, nothing really is, like where I grew up in coastal Karnataka, be it Dakshina Kannada or Uttar Kannada, we had they are politically very conscious. Both the districts are politically very conscious, and politics was always there. But had I continued there, I would have been in politics alone. Who knows? But like in our school and all, we were talking. Still in 54, 56 to up to 61, I was in the coastal area. The teachers and it would be talking about, say, our independence movement and then our great heritage of political leaders like Mahatma Gandhi, Vallabhbhai Patel, Nehru, and then Rajagopalachari, Kriplani, Jayaprakash Narayan, Subhash Chandra Bose, this and that. And there was a kind of a spirit. So in our school, we had ACC, we were taught the Hindi also, in especially Prathama, Dvitiya, Visharada, etc. And then we were always kept busy in that sense. And I had trouble in the sense, we have in our, say, Matha, Ashrama and all, put your right leg first and come. Put your right leg first and come. In ACC, NCC later in college and all, left, right, left. So I will always be getting it on my leg because my first, right foot first. So here left, right, left. So that way, so that kind of a sense. And then but when I went to Mumbai and all, of course I told you what all happened, and then I came into. But that political bug was there. And then on the sets of cinema particularly, say Shyam Benegal's films and all, everybody used to talk about politics and leftists, the rightists, the centrists, and the atheists, and the communists, and all this kind of a thing. And then came emergency and JP movement and all, and I could not have been unaffected by it.
Absolutely.
So that's how I came in. I didn't have any ambitions as such, but I wanted to contribute. And then in the beginning, when I joined Janata Party and all, I just was a kind of propaganda. I used to go for kind of prachara. As a pracharaka I went. Then recognizing my work, they made me an MLC. Then having come that far, I was nominated for 6 years. Then from that I felt tempted to go as an MLA. I went to that, become a minister. But then I found that over the years, that was not my calling, one. And then so many political parties have come and gone here in this country. Yes, at the time of voting we promise a lot, but then in the time of delivering, something or the other, then there is so much of tug of war, hagga jagata we call it, so which is this party or that party, or then there are dissidents, and then there are people who are, want more, and then I said, God, this is endless. If that party did it, then our party also did it. So then I said, then I fell out of dropped out of it.
Yeah, but the interesting thing, Anant, is that even though you were in politics, you were able to get out of the politics in the right time, and you didn't allow that politics to affect your cinema.
So in fact, my calling was acting.
Yeah.
I say that again and again. When I was made a minister by Mr. J.S. Patel in his cabinet, earlier he was minister and he gave me a film in the sense, I want you to do this film, and Avasthe film was done on the life of Gopal Gowda, written by Ananthamurthy. But here when he made me the minister, I said no, I don't think I am fit to be a minister, I don't have he said, this is what you people do. You have worked for the party, you are an MLC, you are an MLA now, you are one, and when I say you want to be a minister, you don't want to be, you are scared you will get bad name. This is what your Buddhiji or your intellectual. So I said, I am not an intellectual. Then I took up the ministry. But that time he said, now not that you are minister, you have to be with me, and no acting for 3 years, our term ends. And that is when I started missing acting.
So how did you get into that role of the minister? How was your time spent? What were the things you did as a minister that people remember you for?
I've done many things that people know of it, like There is a big. I started many. I had got very good, excellent IAS officers with me in my. See, whether it was, corporation, which was under me, Bangalore City Minister I was made, whether it was BDA, whether it was BWSSB or BMRDA and all. And we floated a lot of plans. One of them was Mr. Ramakrishna Hegde had started the Jayaprakash JP Park in.
Yes.
So that was, I must have visited it over 400 times there. Then when they wanted to do this, they wanted to do a flyover at Makery Circle, and I go forced to them to say it takes 3 years and all. We can't even wait for 6 months. And then we made an underpass there, and it was made in 6 months. And there were so many other, there were some schemes which we floated, but others, opposition and others were not happy. They went to court, and then we had collected some bonds money for Bangalore City. It was called, people made fun of me, even officers. This is Anant Nag is from films, this is James Bond. So bond scheme he has floated. That was a suggestion given by the officers, and I had taken permission from the Chief Minister. And then we started it, but for some 500,000 crores were collected. I mean, it poured in from the corporates and others. But it lay there because of court, people would go to court and and it lay there in the bank only for 2 years. Our term was 3.5 years. Out of it, 2 years that ultimately had to be abandoned.
So it's very, very sad that
These
the
things happen.
coordination doesn't take
These things
place.
happen.
But you were able to sort of withdraw from it purely because it was not your calling.
I used to go abroad once in a while. My sister-in-law was in Dubai, my Gayatri's sister, and I saw there that they took up a flyover or any other kind of developmental work, and all. Within 3 months, 6 months they would finish. Then I realized there is no democracy there. Here, in the name of democracy, the thing which you can complete in less than a year takes 4 years, 5 years, and by then your term is over.
Absolutely. By the time you actually come into power, they're already looking for the next 5-year term to earn the money. So if you're really not putting that amount into development and going into corruption, how the hell are you going to make any progress?
In fact, when Mr. J.H. Patel asked me to give me that, it's a big portfolio in the sense Bangalore City development is a very big portfolio. I said, sir, I worked in a bank in a central bank, but never in a branch also. In Union Bank, I have worked for 3-4 years, and I have some experience of that. Otherwise, I am from theatre and cinema, and you are giving me this big. Give me some, small like Panchayat Raj or something where I can tour Karnataka, go into the interiors, and people will be happy to see me there also. I will be also happy, but not such heavy. So he said, no. See, this is cowardice. You are all afraid to take a bad name. And I said, I put a condition. Sir, I will take it up since you put it this way. Make my portfolio attached to the Chief Minister. See, I have no experience of being an administrator. I don't know administration. The files will come to me. I know what to do, but at the same time, I have no experience. I know the officers are there to guide me. Nevertheless, this is such huge projects are here, and I may make a mistake or something. So please let my files go through you. And he did it. And promptly I had done 2-3 mistakes in some big project case. Then he said, Mr. Patel would call me and he said, you're right, Anand, see, this is not the end. This is not the way.
So it's good. See, it really sort of helped you out. So
that protected me.
So having gone into politics, which is something which is really nice, going back again into films, Anant, you actually did a wide variety of films. Which kind of films do you think are difficult to perform? The comedy roles, the action roles, or is it family drama?
Some roles are very difficult. Some are the roles which are deep and profound. You have to think about, that's my approach is to such roles one has to think all the time. When you are eating or when you are bathing, you are walking, you are sitting, that role starts haunting you. And then even certain emotional roles, you have to keep it in readiness, ready. And when the director said ready, action, it should come. And it should come in intensity. Otherwise it is so you have to hold on to it. You can't keep on rehearsing and then that spontaneity goes. You are all ready in your shot and all, you have rehearsed 10 times, 15 times, and when you say ready, it has become like and that's what used to happen for me on stage also. If I did a play, I did a role, after 5-6 roles, I would be so mechanical. I would myself know it. I would just do it as if there was no, my heart is not in it. I'm doing it mechanically. So I never could, any successful play also, I couldn't do the 7th or 8th or 9th or 10th show.
Like a repeat show kind
of? Yeah, it becomes so mechanical, there is no spontaneity, I stopped enjoying it myself. Then how would the audience enjoy? So similarly in cinema, you have to think about it, keep it in readiness. When the director says action, it should come. You say 1 or 2 takes. If it goes on, you keep, and you should be perfect in your dialogues, in your expression and everything. Otherwise, if he says no, take one more, and then, it becomes duller and duller.
That's so. What about some kind of humor that anecdotes that you have in the film industry, which you would like to share with the viewers?
It suddenly doesn't come to mind, but comedy is the most difficult thing. In fact, it was Mr. R.D. Kamath who trained me in the comedy. Comedy is maybe in the dialogues. It may be in your way you act it out. It may be there is a degree of slapstick also in it. The Charlie Chaplin style. So there are different ways of, but again there also is spontaneity.
Yes, but you've acted with almost all the heroines in the industry, etc. And you found that when you're acting comedy, you also have to have the partner also in sync when you do this kind of
in comedy, in serious scenes, everywhere. They're right from my head, and I'm indeed very lucky to have worked with greats like Kalpana, and then Vanishri in Telugu, and then today's greats like Shabana Azmi, Smita Patel, here in the south with Lakshmi, with Jayanti, with Bharati, with Aarati.
They're really this thing. In fact, I always found Kalpana to be a very intense actress. Very intense, Her eyes said it all. The way she would actually some of the like heroine oriented films that came out in the generation just before this. Aartis, for example, the Sharapanchara, and then if you look at Geje Puje for Kalpana, I see these are like almost epics for us, and people really cannot create, even though that was black and white. It played for so long, and that's. But I don't see so much of heroine-oriented films currently playing for us to sing with meaningful stories. What do you think it is?
There used to be more. There were.
No, we have Malashree,
today's
but
generation also there are a lot of youngsters.
Yeah, they are, but I don't
Kangana Ranaut and all. They are dominating the scene.
No, in Kannada I'm saying.
In Kannada also there are some youngsters who are coming up. But again, that's a prerogative of the producer, basically. So, an actor or an actress, then script also should come. And if you, again, there are here also for a while, for a great time, Malashree dominated.
Yes. But then, she came up because of all the boxing and policeman kind of this things.
That was part of it, but because ultimately the producer wants, one has to do the producer's bidding and the director's bidding. In the sense he has eyes, if your eyes on box office only. But there are people who are eyes on box office also and content also and how you present it also. That is why suddenly you find very good films, suddenly you find mass films, and again people, what kind of films people want to see. That factor also comes
But
in.
many of the art films which you produce in just about 1 crore or 2 crores, for example, have really fetched so
like
much.
Say, Kavaludari, Kasargodu, but the Kasargodu, the Kannada film, and then Godi Banna Sadharana Maikuttu.
That was really good.
But so on the other side, you see, there is a film, say, like which Yogaraj Bhatt makes, Mungaru Male. there are producers, there are these actors, and there are masses who worship, say, Sudeep, Shivraj Kumar, and Upendra, and then say a Puneet or a Ganesh and all. So they are, in a sense, that those films will cost you more. They will cost you more, and the risk factor of the producer also will go. God willing, if those films click, then the producer is safe. But sometimes they put in crores and then nothing works, and then there is utter disaster. And the producer is down in the doldrums. Who will lift him from there?
Absolutely. And one film can mar the life of...
And the percentage of very great hits in, out of say 100 films is hardly 10 or 15 films. So many sink. But if it's a small budget film, if it sinks, maybe one can recover. But if it's a big film and then one, God forbid, if it bombs.
But why can't we have good scripts?
That again is it's the script. Sometimes all the factors are good, and yet
still doesn't get.
Sometimes no factor is good, yet the film may run. That's why I said there is sense. Only people with sense of adventure, sense of glamour, sense of gamble will come into this line.
Put all the gambling and the risk money into it and not expect any returns.
You go to a race course and how many win, and look at the people, how many in hundreds they go away disappointed.
No, I agree, but I did not think that film would be as bad as the races. I thought it would be a little better, you know.
But there are many people who have lost, like say, for instance, in instant cases, Mr. Dwarkish used to say, he had some, in a row.
He had the hits.
He had hits. Then in a row he had flops.
Absolutely.
And to recover, to climb back.
That must have been a difficult...
It's always tough on a producer. So we have to, yes, an actor has to be a great actor, an actress has to be a great heroine, and all true, but ultimately for a producer who is the main person, the risk taker, the gambler, the provider.
But you've gambled well, I would say, Anand, because you really...
I've gambled so far as I am concerned as an actor.
As an actor, you've gambled, because many people don't know how to this thing. They stick onto the hero roles till all the...
I have experience of that also. You see, I had a cushy job in Mumbai. I had done 2 films. And then the third film came. And then it came, and so I was traveling down to Bangalore for that time there was an airline strike. And I had to come by train. I'm in the train, and then the producer, so the director has come to pick me up at the railway station, and they didn't see me. They went back, this fellow has given half the day, aaya hi nahi, kind of a... What had happened is, I had fainted. Maybe some other passengers found Kurdu, or he's drunk, and they informed the station master. They came and then shook me up, etc. And the next I remember, next day I woke up behind
Victoria Hospital.
Victoria Hospital. I landed up there, and I didn't know where I was. Then a doctor, young doctor, internee, he walked up to me, and he recognized me. He said, "Are you Anant Nagarkar?" That was my name in my Kannada film, which was later turned to Anant Nag by Shyam Benegal. Okay, so he said yes. Then he said, "Look, you have had typhoid attack, severe attack of typhoid, and you have woken up after 2 days. It's very severe. It has gone through your head. You will not be able to speak." And then he took me home. Thereafter, I didn't know where else to go, so I went to our ashram, and I was roundly scolded by Mataji there. The Swamiji had departed. She said, "You have grown up in an ashram in mutt here, and you have to gone in for this acting, and you have been punished correctly by God, etc." Somehow I recovered. She blessed me, and then I went back, and then a couple of new films came, and I gave up the job. I said I will become a hero, but between that film and the next film there is a gap of 6 months, 8 months, 1 year. What does it mean? I said, "My God, what am I doing? What have I done with myself?" But then slowly again
it started.
For almost 10 years, 6 years, I was shuttling between Mumbai and Bangalore. Here I was doing Kannada films, there I was doing Hindi films. Then at a point I said, this can't go on. And then I said, no, I settled in
Canada.
So in a career, that was a gamble also.
No, it is, but at the same time...
At the same time, my bank people told me, look, not all people become successful here. Don't give up the job.
Yeah.
We'll give you leave without pay if necessary. Don't leave the job. But I had done that also.
So you took that gamble and you succeeded, because you know what, you can't please two masters at the same time, because something will suffer at the end, and you can't keep that job like without pay and prevent another person from getting that job. That's the, but then you took that risk and you were able to come out of that risk, because you knew when to give up that hero oriented
But those
roles.
6 years in the beginning, from say 1973, my first film, to like 1979, those 6 years were very rugged.
Rugged. But let's get across also that you went from these hero roles to character roles and you did extremely well. Okay. How did you manage to change to your character roles?
We used to look around, we knew what was happening in the rest of the world, say in Tamil, Telugu, or Malayalam, or Hindi. We used to make fun of the heroes of those times, and see, he's nearing 70 and he's acting with a girl of 17, with a heroine 17 and all. Then I was approaching, I had just crossed 50. Then I was doing a film, and a girl, some 25 years younger, was cast opposite me. I told him, I said, look, this is not correct, and that girl, I am so much older and you are cast her opposite me. I mean, I don't want to take away somebody's job as such, but I think you should give her some younger role in some other film and say, bring a senior, I mean, befitting, at least she should, if I am 50, she should be at least 40, man, not a girl of 25. So then he said, no, sir, this role, do this one film. And there I did that film, that was accepted well, it is quite a hit. But I decided, I said, I am not going to do this to any other. Hereafter I will do only roles befitting my age.
Well, Anant, contrary to your belief, a lot of women, are still great fans of yours, and if you look at the age group, even the younger age groups, 20 to 30s and all, are still great.
That's because even kids,
then why?
They have not seen films at that time, but they are seeing it now on TV or
So
here.
then why are they
then
still
these
fans?
kids, they have seen me playing Narada.
Yeah, that was a fantastic
So
one. Huh? That's
So I played Narada thrice.
that was
And almost started thinking I am Narada.
No, but I just want to say that, of all ages, girls and boys, etc., they just love you. I mean, there must be something about it. So if you say that...
Then I did a series of comedies also, in the sense with, say, Pani Ramchandra, Ganesha series.
That Ganesha
that
was
and
good.
then with Undu Hoda Kondu Hota, Nati Alli Chandrasekhar,
Yes.
then Dinesh Babu with so many, I mean, that was a kind of a spate of Kannada comedies which I performed at the time. And in fact, if I do a villain, I did a film as a villain. Somebody said, what role will you play in my film? I said, there is no good role for me in your film. Let me play the villain. He listened to me and it was a disaster. People didn't like me in that role and they didn't like the film also. Then I said, that villain thing, because there are some negative shade roles which presented as a comedy, the people accept, and that's how it was. Gauri Ganesha was.
Gauri Ganesha was...
Undu Hoda Kondu
Yes,
Hoda was in that genre. Yes.
No, but it was nice. I mean, the thing is, the script may be good. It's also how you actually play it out.
Yeah, how they
The timing is so important in these comedies.
I thank I mentioned him earlier, R.D. Kamathu.
Yeah, tumba chennagide. So I think, people have actually taken this thing. Now, just getting a little bit back, when you and Shankar got together for the Malgudi days as well. I mean, that was also classic, this was maybe in the 90s.
Actually, there was a great friendship between Mr. R.K. Narayan and late T.S. Narasimhan. And Narasimhan had done a couple of subjects on, say, Banker Margayya, his work, and then another film I can't recall. And he approached Shankar. He said, Shankar, will you do Malgudi days? And all. So we will do this Doordarshan. At that time, Doordarshan, there was only one TV in India for a
that
long
time,
time. There were
yeah.
no- Then Narasimhan approached me, and he said, "Sir, please tell your brother he's so good, as actually he's technically so good and he's so advanced, he's mentally, please, because by then we had done 2 good films and we had produced ourselves, both of us. Shankar directed and we both acted in it. One was Minchina Ota, another was Accident. Both won awards, many awards. So he said, and I told Shankar, I said, come on, this is your line really, this is what you like. You used to do this thing on stage. In cinema, one can't do this. And although we had done films like Minchinota, Accident, won awards and all, business-wise they were not great hits. So I said, here is an opportunity, you have to get a ready audience and you should do it. Then on condition that you will act in it. I said, okay, I will act in it. And that's how we did. And I said, where is the place to do R.K. Narayan's? He meant perhaps Mysore and in those times in Nanjangoodu. Where will you? I said, I have seen a place called Agombe. I have shot a film there. You go to Agombe and see and come. And he saw, he went there, he liked it, and then we shot that entire Malgudi days there.
But in fact, I remember talking to Shankar about this R.K. Narayan, and he was a very difficult person, to give his script. And he said, just go. And he actually sat there.
I want to bring up to your attention one fact. He's a writer. Of course, he's a great writer. I don't mean to say anything against that. But their expectation, a great writer's great script on cinema or TV is as they have written it. But this is a different medium. This is a different. When Devanand and Vijayanand asked, they gave them the rights to do the film Guide. And the Guide is a record holding. The songs, the music, the performances, Wahida Rahman, Devanand and all that, and the direction of Vijayanand, the acting of, there really Devanand put his heart and soul in that role and acted it. And it was such a super duper hit, I can't tell you. And Mr. R.K. Narayan says, what kind of a film have they made? It's not a guide, it's a misguide. So that's different.
No, but writers don't look at it that way.
That's what happens. So to make a film and to make it liked by millions is a very difficult job. But he has written beautiful story. The story is his. It's in English. How many people in India have read that book?
I know, but everyone knows this one.
Correct.
Absolutely.
So this is it. But here in the first time, Mr. R.K. Narayan liked what Shankar did on Doordarshan.
That's
he certified it.
Yes, in fact, I remember Shankar Nag telling me also, it was such a difficult person. The first time I went, he threw me out of the house, and then I waited, and again I went, and different guys, and then he thought it was a different person coming, and then he had a look at it, and he said, are you going to do it properly? Just like how it is in the book? So he said, yes, I'm going to do it like that only, and then he gave that. So it was almost like getting the Nobel Prize, just getting that book to get back and then to go and do this. So, he really was almost, over the moon.
And then in Kannada films also, subsequently, earlier also, I think we started with Mr. Puttana Kanagal and then so many others, and then Dore Bhagwan, and then even K.V. Jairam, and with whom I have done 8 films, his brother K.V. Raju. And they picked up stories from novels, different novels, even Nagabharana and also many. But over the years, that dropped away. And actually, the number of writers writing novels also dipped.
Absolutely, because there are not many people who read books today. Because television and the net has actually spoiled this, and there's hardly any conversation. Socializing is gone. 3 people sit down.
And Corona.
No, Corona, okay, is only for this year. But like, for example, both of us sit down here. we're talking without our mobiles. That's the biggest thing the viewers are going to be very happy about. Otherwise, two of us sitting down here, both of us with our mobiles and both of us talking. This is what was this generation. And I think that is something that has spoilt the cinema going people. No, people don't want to go to cinema. Ever since this Amazon and all these other things have come.
Even this happened here. I don't know, man, it's your story. How are you?
No, it's true. But frankly speaking, you don't have that connect that you had earlier. And it's the same with even the doctors. See, patients also come to you with Google Doctor. So they'll come and tell you what the Google Doctor has said, and I am supposed to be examined by the patient to say whether I am okay as the Google Doctor or have I to change my diagnosis. So everywhere that mistrust is there. And secondly, what has happened is that communication, that relationship has gone to a different level altogether. I don't know when we'll get that back. So I do hope, that conversations, like when I used to go to a movie, it used to be like an occasion to go to a movie. Now everyone will say pirated copies, just go on to the net and you'll be able to see that film, and it's so what.
But seeing a film in a theatre
is different.
Is very different, and the people are still in love with that.
Of course.
That
I
very
think
process. So. All over India, all over the world also. But what with this corona, that's why I said it has really hurt the worst. Cinema industry has been her worst hit because of corona. Now to bring the people back again to the theatres. Meanwhile, so many theatres have had no exhibition, no income. So many have just shut down because then he's an exhibitor. But there are say 4 shows. He has to have staff there. After every show, he has to clean up the place, clean up the toilets. It's such a hard task.
And the AC is working.
AC should be working.
Oh, this is tough. So, if you had to look at this thing, you also started the country club. Yes. So, you are really diverse in your these things, So, what made you start the country club?
Country club basically was when we started the studio here, I was also fully into it with Shankar. But I was, when he started the country club, basically it was his concept, and I supported him, I was with him in it, but I didn't have much of it. But unfortunately, the country club started within a month, Shankar. So that dealt a death blow to that also, and then it is now taken over by someone else.
So in fact, I was there at that time, and this thing, and I remembered that you were there, CVL Shastri, and then Shankar Nag, and then Arvind was also there, among all of you all. So it was a totally different concept at that time, for the first time, a resort kind of club,
Then many a time I have sat up and wondered why. He was always in a hurry. Yes. Shankar, since he came into cinema 79, he did in just about 11 years, he has done some 80 films. 80 films, and then the Doordarshan serial, this and that. And he was always doing this restlessness. And I used to tell him, why are you so restless? Why are you hurrying everything? I don't know. Then after he departed, I used to think, why he was in a hurry, why he was restless, was perhaps he wanted to do so many things, and he was
the time was less.
He was just 35 when he.
Absolutely, I know, very sad.
So that kind of rankles, and sometimes for some seconds or minutes I lose faith in God.
I'm so sorry about that, because he was a great friend, a really lovely person, So if you were to see for yourself going forward, how would you like people to remember you as?
As an actor, basically, as an actor.
Certainly not a politician.
I was not a politician. I was just a pracharaka of parties, and then my elders had had a great experience under the leadership of, say, J.H. Patel, Ramakrishna Hegde, S.R. Bommai, and Devegowda. And they gave me such tips, and I have had the privilege of accompanying all those 4 leaders all over Karnataka during our election campaigns. And it's such august company, and they used to, Mr. Devegowda used to give me tips, say this way. And then one day I said, in my enthusiasm in one speech I said, we are not doing anything for power. Power's sake, it's not for, it is for your. And then Mr. Hegde told Mr. Patel, and Patel pulled my jubba which I was wearing, and then said, don't say that. Politics is about power only, so don't say that.
That's why an actor is not good in
What an
power.
ignoramus I was. But on my enthusiasm, I went. I must do something for our country.
Because there was no script written for you. So we need to
And
have
that's why
directors.
when he made me minister, I said, make it attached to your.
That is true. But having even said this, the kind of reviews I get, when I talk to people about you, they said, I said, who should I get from the industry to interview? Large number of people, yours was the first name.
Oh, thank you.
And so
And thank them too.
we have to thank them. But I've always said many people, actors' lives are, say, for example, in cinema for about 10 years, perhaps maybe 12 years from yesteryears. But now, present day actors, it's about 4 years max to max.
Like, I would just like to say, remember all my directors, particularly Mr. Venkatrao Taligeri, my writers Prabhakar Mudur, in my theatre days, R.D. Kamath, K.K. Suvarna, Amol Palekar, Satyadev Dubey, and all my beginning there, Shyam Benegal and Dorai Bhagwan and all, and the producers. I am in my state, I am in a happy state thanks to my producer here in Karnataka, Kannada. And then all directors who hold my talents. I mean, it's not youngsters. When I was working with them, some of them would hesitate to tell me because I'm so senior and all. But I would tell them, look, if you have anything in mind, if I don't do what you have in mind, please tell me. And it may escape me with age. With age, it may escape me, but you know what you want, so please do tell. And they have. I worked with such a wonderful team. And in politics, I told you my 4 gurus here. Yeah. And as an actor, but I would love to go back to my roots of my Anandashram and my Swami Anandashram and Math and all. What they gave me, my first 12 years spent there, really trained me for not just as a career of an actor, but as a person, as a human being. It taught me everything. It was a solid foundation. And that's how, even today, and with thanks to my memory, I remember what I can sing it, some 75 bhajans, Devaranamas and abhangs.
Can you
I
just
can
sing?
straight slokas from, which I was taught at the age of 6, 8 to 10.
So why can't you just sing one of your favorite ones for the audience?
Well, again, I have had the great privilege of, in cinema, of some great singers like, say, even Balamurali Krishna, say in Hamsagite, and in some Nodi Swami Nanu Hirodege, and in Makkalirlava Manatumma Bhimsen Joshi, and then our dear S.P. Balasubramanian has sung for me, Jesudas has sung for me. So I have to thank them, and Bhimsen Joshi particularly, at a point, because when I was after Shankar left particularly, I started to listening to the bhajans particularly of Bhimsen Joshi in Devarnama and the way he sings, and then I memorized them. And of course, I don't have the caliber of his singing, but I used to go to ashram every month. My mother was there after my father, after Shankar left. She went and stayed in the ashram. So I used to go to see her once every month, stay there for 4 or 5 days. And I started singing the bhajans, the Ramnam, which I had learned from childhood, but the bhajans of Bhimsen Joshi ji there also. And also I used to go to the mutt also, and whatever I have taught in the mutt, I I chant it. I recall it from memory and then say it just takes about 1 hour. But in the ashram I loved this. I used to sing songs of bhajans of Bhimsen Joshi. Because I have been singing everywhere on my campaign trail and everything.
Why don't you sing it for our viewers?
Lakshmi Barma, I have sung everywhere.
Please do that.
So I will sing some others.
Sure. Whatever.
Kailasavasa Gaurisha Isha. Kailasavasa Gaurisha Isha. Tailadhareyante Manasu Kodo Hariyalni Shambho. Kailasavasa Gaurisha Isha. ಅಹೋರಾತ್ರಿಯಲಿ ನಾನು ಅನುಚರಾಗ್ರಣಿಯಾಗಿ ಮಹಿಯೊಳಗೆ ಚರಿಸುವೆನು ಮಹಾದೇವನೇ. ಅರಿಭೂರ್ಜ್ವಳನೆಯನ್ನ ಅವಗುಣಗಳೆಣಿಸದಲೆ ವಿಹಿತ ಧರ್ಮದಿ ವಿಷ್ಣು ಭಕುತಿಯನ್ನು ಕೊಡು ಶಂಭೋ. ಕೈಲಾಸವಾಸ ಗೌರೀಶ ಈಶಾ. ತೈಲಧಾರೆಯಂತೆ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಕೊಡೋ ಹರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಶಂಭೋ. ಮನಸ್ಸು ಕಾರಣವಲ್ಲ ಪಾಪ ಪುಣ್ಯವಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ. ಮನಸ್ಸು ಕಾರಣವಲ್ಲ ಪಾಪ ಪುಣ್ಯವಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ. ಮನಸ್ಸು ಕಾರಣವಲ್ಲ ಪಾಪ ಪುಣ್ಯವಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ. ಅನಲಾಕ್ಷ ನಿನ್ನ ಪ್ರೇರಣೆಯಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಧನು ಜಗತ ಮಮಾರಿ ದಂಡ ಪ್ರಾಣವ ಮಾಳ್ಪೆ. ಮಣಿಸೋಯಿ ಶಿರವ ಸಜ್ಜನ ಚರಣದೋಳು. ಮಣಿಸೋಯಿ ಮಣಿಸೋಯಿ ಶಿರವ ಸಜ್ಜನ ಚರಣದೊಳು. ಕೈಲಾಸವಾಸ ಗೌರೀಶ ಈಶಾ. ಭಾಗೀರಥಿ ಧರನೆ ಭಯವ ಪರಿಹರಿಸಯ್ಯ. ಭಾಗೀರಥಿ ಧರನೆ ಭಾಗೀರಥಿ ಧರನೆ ಭಾಗೀರಥಿ ಧರನೆ ಭಯವ ಪರಿಹರಿಸಯ್ಯ. ಲೇಸಾಗಿರಿ ಸಲಹೋ ಸಂತತ ಸರ್ವದೇವಾ. ಭಾಗವತ ಜನಪ್ರಿಯ ವಿಜಯ ವಿಠಲ ನೆಂಡ್ರೆ ಜಾಗು ಮಾಡಲೆ ಭಜಿಪ ಭಾಗ್ಯವನು ಕೊಡೋ ತಂದೆ. ಕೈಲಾಸವಾಸ ಗೌರೀಶ ಈಶಾ. ತೈಲಧಾರೆಯಂತೆ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಕೊಡೋ ಹರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಶಂಭೋ.
Very good. Thank you very much. That was very soulful and very melodious. So, I would like to ask Anant Nag, what is your message to our viewers? Because our tagline is, why be ordinary when you can be extraordinary? So, message to our viewers here.
I would advise the youngsters to read about our culture, traditions, our histories, our epics, especially Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavata, and such other things. And then aim, work, put your head down and work. Like the other day our Prime Minister Modi was saying, he was quoting Vivekananda. He said, you put your head down and work for yourself and for the nation. And that work will make you lift your head. So do that and achieve, because once you start doing that, you have to aim and you will achieve excellence. It is called pursuit of excellence. That pursuit of excellence, all our youngsters should be doing, which I'm sure this country will rise to great heights. And all the best, and God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So now that's Anant Nag for you, a versatile actor and a great orator, multilingual. What more can you expect? A string of hits and basically a good human being. And this is what all wrapped up into this one person. Maintained his physique even at the age of 72. There's a lot to learn from Mr. Anant Nag. And till we meet again with our next episode, that's Masterclass for you.
Hello, it has been an excellent experience participating in Dr. Kamini Rao's masterclass. I had an excellent experience here this morning. Everyone must see the masterclass program. It is informative, very educative as well. Hope everyone will enjoy seeing the masterclass.